So we are seriously so thankful that you guys came tonight because we know that you have like a million things that you could be doing tonight, but you chose to come and listen to us, and that makes us really excited. Tonight you're going to hear from me, who has been coaching for, gosh, it'll be 3 years in June, which is crazy. And then you're going to hear from Whitney and Jamie, who are both brand new coaches. You guys both started in February, right? Yeah, they both started in February, and I asked both of them to hop on with me tonight because they've both seen amazing success in the month of February. Um, and I'm just really proud of them. And I want you to hear from some people that are brand spanking new, because somebody like me who's been doing it for a while has a little bit probably of a different perspective than them. So I'll start by introducing myself and telling you a little bit of my story, and then I'll let Whitney and Jamie take over, and then I'll finish up. So my name is Paige Farr. I'm from Missouri. I'm married. I have a golden doodle, and I am expecting my first child. I'm going to be 13 weeks pregnant tomorrow. And I started coaching in June of 2017. And I want to go ahead and tell you that the way I started coaching might be similar to some of you here, or maybe it's completely different. I followed a random girl on Instagram and I was obsessed with her. I can't lie. I was like obsessed with watching her. She had so much energy. She was working out all the time. She was paying off debt, and she was also a teacher. So I reached out to her one day and I was like, okay, I need to know what you're doing because I would love to make some extra money. I have loans coming up, and also like I would love to be my healthiest self just like you. So we chatted in March of 2017, and guess what? I was a girl who said no. I was like, I thought about it a ton, and I was like, that sounds great. I was probably a person that she was really excited about because I was gung ho. I was like, I can remember even then, like calling my mom and telling her about this coaching thing. And I was like, Mom, how cool would it be if I could pay for maternity leave when I'm ready to have babies and I won't have to like lose a full check or whatever? Because I was a teacher then. And I got really excited, but I said no. It was like probably 2 weeks later, I was like, yeah, not for me. But what I found was 3 months went by of me watching her every single day, being super interested in what she was doing. And I just always had that like, what if in the back of my brain? What if I did this? And what if I could see success? The girl that I had been watching had been coaching for several years, and I knew she was about to walk away from her full-time teaching job to pursue it full-time. And that was not in my sights, but I was like, okay, it is really legit if she could make enough money to leave her teaching job. So I went on a camping trip, still not a coach, full week without service. No cell service, could not watch her. And I remember talking to some of my friends and family about it. And I was like, if I am still thinking about this dang thing 3 months later, what is holding me back from just giving it a try? So I talked to my husband about it. He was skeptical, not gonna lie. And basically he said, okay, I'm not so sure that this is like real or that you're gonna like make as much as you think you're gonna make, but sure, if you want to try it, that's fine. But you have 6 months to prove to me that you can do something with it and make money. So I started coaching officially in June of 2017, and my business took off. Like I did really super well. I started in June, and in July, so technically my second month, I guess, I made a little bit over $600. And I don't tell you that to tell you that's exactly what's going to happen for you, because it may not, but I'm telling you that because I need you to know what's possible with with this business. And from month one, I was like, dang, if I can make $600 a month from helping, I helped my first month, I think I signed up like 12 or 13 of my friends and family to work out with me. And it was just this genuine passion that I was like, you guys, I'm trying this new thing. Like I have amazing results. I wish I had them to show you, because I have never been somebody who needed to lose a ton of weight. However, my results after 21 days were very obvious, and I felt amazing, and all my friends and family knew it, and I just talked to them about it. I was like, when we hung out, I was like, hey, do this workout with me. And they're like, okay, whatever, I'll do it. Okay, now I want to sign up. Same, I'd go hang out with my family, and my mom and my sister were working out with me. They tried my shakes, and lo and behold, once we leave, my mom texts me literally not even an hour after leaving from a weekend together at the lake. She's like, okay, like I'm ready, let's do this. And my mom's been working out with me ever since I first began. My 60-year-old mother does this, and I'm able to keep her healthy. Like that makes me Like, that gives me chills that this has changed my own mom's life and that she can be the healthiest version of herself when she's in her 60s. I helped my sister with her postpartum journey. And all of that it just shows the power of what we do as coaches. So, getting a little excited here. But in my first 6 months of coaching, I had this major goal of making $1,000 a month, and I wanted it to be consistent. That was my first goal. And within 6 months, I was making $1,000 a month, and it was pretty consistent. I want to tell you that I worked really hard, though. And what that means as a coach is I was showing up for my own workouts. I was transforming myself, and I was sharing that on social media, and I was very willing to talk to people about what I was doing. They asked me questions. When they would like my posts or when they would watch my stories, I would reach out to them with zero fear and say, hey, you've been watching me or you've been liking literally all of my posts. Do you want to just work out with me? And some people say no, and that's fine. They're going to keep watching, and eventually they're probably going to say yes. But a lot of people say yes because they can see when you take care of yourself and you're not doing some dumb, like, stupid diet or this, like, I don't want to like bash other things, but when you're doing it the right way and you are eating real food and you are working out, there is no way that your life isn't impacted positively. And especially when you add in our coaching community to that, people can feel that you are different and they want some of that. They want to feel their best too. So they want to sign up and do it with you. So about 9 months in, I began to see this amazing possibility with coaching, and I actually earned the same as my take home with teaching. And at that point, I was like, okay, like, this is like really going somewhere. Still at that point, I wasn't so sure that I was going to take it full time, but I was like, how cool that I could make a full-time income with this. And slowly but surely, my income started to grow enough that it did match my full-time teaching salary about a year ago. I matched my full-time teaching salary. And because of just life circumstances, I felt really done with teaching. I had changed a lot as a person, and what God had done with me personally and the healing that I had received in the past year, and just He changed my desires, and I was done teaching and I wanted to take this full time. So I got the opportunity May of last year to step away from my teaching job and to pursue coaching full time. It has been the most incredible journey. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. I have to work really hard, but the opportunity to be home and be expecting my first child while I'm home working here and not having to go into a classroom every single day and teach other people's children, and the opportunity, you know, if I want to be a stay-at-home or a work-at-home mom next year, I get that opportunity, or I can send my child to daycare, but I don't have to plan my life around school anymore. I get to plan my work around my life, all because I spent some time being consistent and working this business consistently enough that I grew a full-time income. Now, it did take 2.5 years, and there were ups and downs, but coaching is something that if you dig in and you have this vision of what you're working towards, it can really be anything you want. You don't have to do it full-time. Like, you really don't have to. Most people on our team don't do it full-time. Most people are doing it part-time because they want to make some extra money for fun money or for loans or whatever. And along the way, our coaching community has some amazing opportunities for community. We do retreats together. A lot of us live all over the country, but we still get to hang out. We do retreats. There's Summit in the summer, which is our big conference that we all go stay in an Airbnb together and learn and grow and encourage one another. Like, there is nothing like this coaching community. And on top of it, you can make money doing it. Like, I just think it's really incredible. So I'm going to throw it to Whitney, and then Whitney's going to throw it to Jamie. And then I will finish up by telling you what it would look like if you decided to start.
Hi guys, my name is Whitney Lawson and I live in Missouri. I work full-time now as a dental hygienist, and I just started doing this coaching on the side. I'm not married, but I just got engaged in October and I'm getting married in November. That was one of the big pushes that I had to start really working hard at Beachbody. I actually started Beachbody back in 2017. And my workouts were kind of up and down. I would stay on the wagon for a little bit and then I would fall off, and it would go back and forth until finally this January I had enough. What kind of set me off was I decided that I was going wedding dress shopping. And if any of you have ever been wedding dress shopping, you are put in a room full of mirrors for an hour and a half. And you try on different dresses. And if anyone is like me, I have a whole Pinterest board kind of dedicated to my wedding dress. And the kind that I had, when I tried it on, it didn't look right. And I was super upset because that was something that was really important to me. And finally, I had had enough. So that was on a Friday, and on Monday, I decided to kind of kick things off. And so I went through my first group, finished my 21-day fix program, and then that is when I decided to coach. And I reached out to Paige and said that I'm ready to do this. And the main reason that I did was for the accountability and the motivation factor. When you're part of a challenge group, which is the community that you're part of once you decide to start Beachbody, you have a group of like-minded women that you work out and kind of post every day to let them know that you are working out. But when you become a coach, it kind of ups that. So I decided to take that to the next level just so I had that motivation, so I wouldn't fall off the wagon again, because I have a goal in mind, and it's kind of transformed from there, because I was focused on what my body looked like, and now I focus on what I feel like, because I have so much more energy for what I'm doing during the day and for my job, and it has made a huge difference. And I did it for those two things, and it would really help. The side income would really help right now. So that was one of the main factors. But my favorite part of coaching so far is actually running the challenge groups. I just started my first challenge group on Monday, and I asked a bunch of my friends and family to join me, and I absolutely love it because my girls are rocking it. They're posting every day. They're telling me, they're being super honest with me. So they're telling me what's working, what's not working, if they're sore. I'm getting all kinds of messages, which I think is awesome, and that's my favorite part, because I love when people are real. The first few weeks that I've been coaching, because I started at the beginning of February, they've been a little rocky. I've had to ask Paige a lot of questions to get off the ground, but it's, to me, it's worth it, because now I'm learning, and I haven't had to contact her as much anymore, and I've been able to reach out to friends and family, and I've even had people in the community that I live in come up and tell me that they're watching my videos and they're encouraged, and they're not quite to that stage where they want to commit yet, but they're right there. So I know that eventually they're going to reach out, and I think that's pretty awesome. And then if I could say anything to you all, if you're thinking about coaching, I would say go for it, because it's so fun and it's so rewarding, and you have a group of people that support you during the whole process, and just go for it. And I think that's all I have.
I love that so much. I love that you're loving your challenge group. If you're unfamiliar with Beachbody, I think we're a little bit different than other companies, because our work starts when we sell the product, which is, the workouts and the meal plans. And our job from there is to just show up as an example and encourage people in their own goals. So what Whitney is referring to is when she's able to encourage those girls and she sees them showing up, and it is amazing, because that's the service that we get to provide, and we get to encourage others to get the same results and feel the same way we feel. And that's pretty amazing. So, Jamie?
Hey guys, I am Jamie Evans. I am from Missouri as well. So I've done Beachbody for a few years now too. Always, like Whitney said, inconsistently, doing for a couple weeks, then give up, then just back and forth. I just had my second child in October, and after that I was kind of like, gotta get my butt in gear, get something going here. So in February I was like, I'm already doing the workouts, might as well be a coach. I was already posting my workouts I was doing, holding my accountability that way. So if I was going to be doing all that, why not put a little more effort into it and make some money while I was doing it? The thing that gets me the most excited is when you reach out, or someone reach out to you, and they're excited and they want to do something to better themselves, get their health or their workouts in, and they feel the fire that you have for this company, and they get that, and then you just fuel off each other. And kind of just after you express to them how much this means to you, the girls, or mine are just girls, but whoever reaches out to you, they kind of just fuel off your fire as well, and it's just amazing. Then also, like in these first few weeks, really not knowing much about coaching, we had the Coach Crash course, and that is where I got a lot of my information from. Um, the biggest thing that I see the success in is once I put myself out there and made this post saying that I was going to be a coach. I had so many people, one, supporting me, which meant a lot. You don't think a lot of people really care, but once I saw those, I'm like, I can do this. And then after that, I have signed up 4 girls to do my challenge group, and all 4 of those girls have come from them seeing what I was doing and decide they want to do it too. So just that initial post, putting it out there sells yourself. Um, I've also sent invites out to people, and it's nerve wracking before you send your first one, but after you send your first one, it's like no big deal. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Or a lot of them that I've had too say they don't want to do it this month, ask me again next month. So you just keep reaching out to them. It's really super simple. Um, if you girls are, to do coaching and you're already posting about your workouts, or maybe you're just doing the workout part, you should just sign up to be a coach. You get the discount, and then you get to help other people. And if you enjoy it that much, they're going to see that you enjoy it that much, and they're going to love that. And so if you're already doing half the work by working out, you might as well just go in full 100% and get a little income off of it as well. I had some notes here because I knew I'd forget whatever I was going to say. Also, a lot of people say they don't want to sign up to be a coach because they don't have time. I'm the mother of 2 kids. I work full time. I exclusively pump for feeding my child. So, I mean, that takes up quite a bit of my time as well. And that time I use a lot of time just to run my business. That's 20, 30 minutes out of my day at several increments that I use to run this business. So if you're already doing the workouts, you might as well just put in a little extra time and become a coach and run the business too.
I love that. And also, I love that you just said you run your business while you're pumping. That's amazing. Like, what else are you going to do during that time? You might as well run a business, right?
Right.
I love it so much. So one thing I do want to highlight, and I forgot to even mention whenever I was talking, that's why I love having newer coaches talk, is just the accountability piece for your own health. Just like they said, before I was a coach, I did it completely on my own. I did not do these workouts. I was a runner, but it was really easy to give up because nobody cared but me and maybe my husband, but he was going to let me give up too, really, because I don't know, it was different then. But when you're a coach, there's a new level of accountability because you're placing yourself in this position where you're like, I'm going to show up, and I'm actually putting it all out there for everybody to see. And that encourages you to show up. And especially when you get a friend or a family member that signs up with you, you have the responsibility to show up. So you hold yourself accountable for your goals in a way that you never have before, ever. Because when we put ourselves in leadership positions, that's what happens. So I want you to know, if you decide to take this plunge and you decide, hey, this sounds really great and I would like to give this a try, like I want to be consistent in my health and I also would really love to make an income with that, I want you to know you're not going to be on your own. Like, probably sitting there right now, you're like, how would I ever learn all of the things? Like, it sounds like there might be a lot to this, and you're not wrong. Like, there's kind of a lot to it. However, you have people that are there to mentor you. I will be the first one to tell you that this is my full-time job. Whatever you need, whatever questions you have, it is my job. Whoever signs you up, it's still my job as the leader of this team to help you figure out whatever questions you have. So that's my role. We run a Coach Crash course, which is like a mentorship. Think of it like job training, like any other job, where you're going to learn everything you need to know to be successful as a coach. And then you have your mentor that you're going to have to ask questions to. Whoever you sign up with is your mentor that you ask all your questions to. But there are so many of us, you guys, we have such a big team, and even more, like, we have so many people who you have as a resource to help you see success, that if you are willing to put in the work and if you are willing to show up and you're willing to ask the questions, there's no way that you don't see success, because we have so many people on this team who have gone before you and have the answers that they can teach you how to do the same thing. So it is an amazing opportunity. Literally, can you think of a better motivation to work out than, hey, if I show up consistently, I'm going to get paid for this? Like, no, there is not a better motivation than that. So with that, do any of you girls have any questions for us about coaching? And like I told both Whitney and Jamie, I love questions, especially for new coaches. Like if you're not asking questions, I was a teacher for 5 years. If you're not asking questions, I'm like, do you like as a new coach, I'm okay if you don't answer or ask questions right here. But when you start coaching, I'm like, if you're not asking questions, to me, that means that you're not working because you should have questions. So when you sign up, like your role is to bother your coach with all of your questions. That way you can learn all the things in your first couple months. And yes, Jamie, I really like that point too, that you can actually do this from anywhere. That was one of my huge reasons for starting this over something else, because I wanted to make extra money, but I didn't want a boss. I wanted to do it on my own time. Shelby says, now that you're established, where do you connect with most people? For me, I connect with people on Instagram. I still connect with people that I've known my entire life who are just now like, okay, I think I'm ready. And then I spend a lot of time growing my Instagram. So I'm connecting with random people on the internet. And then I also, it is a business. So when I am out and about, like if people ask me about my job, it's what I talk about. And if you start and people ask you about your job, you say, okay, well, I am a blank, but I also have a part-time job as a health coach. And people are going to be so interested in that. And you just start to tell them what you do. And a lot of times people are like, dang, like I could use that. So you can talk to people all over the place. That's a good question though. But I will say at first, you're going to be signing up your friends and family because they're going to notice a change in you. Within, our first program that I would recommend for any new coach is 21 days long, and you will feel and look different in 3 weeks. There's no doubt about it, because I've seen so many people have results with that program, and people are gonna be like, dang, Shelby, what are you doing? You're glowing. There's something a little bit different about you. And they're gonna ask you about it. Any other questions? Okay, well, I assume that everybody here has a contact here. So once we're finished, I will have a recording of this if you happen to want that. Let the person know, like message them, whoever you're here for, and say, hey, I watched, here's what I thought, or whatever. And we'll be following up with you at some point. If you do decide that you want to do this, let us know ASAP, because we get really excited about that sort of thing. And if you would need this recording to show to your friends and family so you can explain to them, this is what I'm choosing to do and this is why, you're totally welcome to show this to anybody if that's helpful for you. Okay? Any last words before we sign off here? Okay, well, thank you. Again, we know it's a sacrifice, and we hope to see you on our team. We really do. And we'll talk to you later.